Hey, it's Anna. Welcome back to my channel. It is time for the November readathon. I was debating doing it an earlier weekend, but I feel like every weekend in November has been jam-packed with something, so we're just gonna see how this goes. I feel like I have some great books on deck for this readathon. I'm super excited. I am going to try to finish an audiobook, which I'm pretty confident I will, an ebook, which I'm in the middle of, and then a physical book that I have not started, so we're kind of all over the place. Starting with the physical book that I have not started, I want to read The Only One Left by Riley Sager. It is my first Riley Sager book. It is for our book club that is meeting in a week and a day, so I really need to get on that. Once I physically see the book after working, then I'm going to determine how much in theory I need to read each day, but then hopefully read a lot more this weekend and ideally finish it, but who knows? I don't really know too much about it, if I'm being honest. I haven't really looked at the description. It wasn't my book club pick, which is totally fine. And I'm actually really excited to try Riley Sager as an author. I feel like I've heard really great things about their books. So that is the physical book. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be touching that until after getting through work today. The other book that I don't plan on touching until after work is Playing Flirty, which is an arc that comes out in January through Forever Publishing. I'm about 44% of the way through and I have enjoyed it. I just feel like I haven't had as much time to sit down and read this month. I have been trying, but I just get so tired after work. I feel like there's been a major mental load at my company lately, so I'm really looking forward to this weekend and also the Thanksgiving break afterwards to we're hoping that I am going to have a good time and read a decent amount of books during that break. So Playing Flirty, I am blanking on the characters' names right now, but you have a girl that is really into board games. She doesn't like her corporate job. She gets into a breakup and she's in this gaming group with her best friend and her roommate, and then the brother of one of her best friends is also in the group, and there is definitely some tension between the two as they continue to work on her board game. So that's kind of right where I am in that book. I am enjoying it so far. I'm excited to get back into it. And then the audiobook, which I'm guessing is going to be the star of this readathon, even though I wish it could be the physical books, is Wander in the Dark by Hamada Amil. I listened to The Black Queen by him and it was absolutely phenomenal, 5 out of 5 stars. So I picked up Wander in the Dark and the cover looks so intriguing that my mother also asked to read it afterwards, and I think there's a wait list on it, so I definitely want to finish it early to give my mother a chance to read it too. In this case, you're following two boys, Amir and Marcel. Amir is accused of murdering a classmate after he was seen leaving this classmate's house on a doorbell camera. Marcel is his half-brother, so you're seeing a lot of familial relationship drama going on in the book, really trying to explore the effects that it's had on both boys, but Marcel knows that Amir is innocent and so is trying to do everything he can to prove that, and then Amir is also trying to prove that he is innocent. We are about halfway through that one. I have already listened to it today, but I am enjoying it. I really like Hamada's writing style. I feel like definitely going to be an author that I continue to watch and get books for. I feel like I've discovered a lot of authors like that this year, so 2025 might be a little bit stressful. I do have books planned if I finish each one of these, but I don't want to get too far ahead. Let's see if I finish anything in general. I'm really confident on finishing the audiobook because I actually have a jam-packed weekend. Again, my therapist told me that I've done a really good job being go with the flow Anna, and I told her I'm tired of it. I want a little bit of routine. So we're just gonna see how this weekend goes. Today I have work. It is Friday. I am stressed. I am overloaded. So hopefully today I'm going to try to get a lot off my plate. I have 5 meetings today on a Friday. That's asinine, but we're gonna get through them. And then I have saved the one main task at work that I can do. I've kind of saved it till this day so that I can do it and listen to audiobooks at the same time, and that is submitting invoices. Yes, it's repetitive. It's not the most exciting, but it does allow me to listen to the audiobook, and I feel like we are going to be starting really picking up the mystery and putting the puzzle pieces together, so I'm really glad I have that. I think I would caution to say, over 150 invoices to submit, which does take time. I don't know if I'm going to finish them all today, but I'm at least going to get started. And then after work today, I don't have anything. Thank goodness. I think I would lose it if I did. On Saturday, I don't have anything until the afternoon, and that is going to see the Wicked movie in theaters. So I'm driving about an hour to see it with some friends. I have an hour drive back, so I'll be able to listen to the audiobook then. So Saturday morning, I really want to focus on the physical reading. And then on Sunday, I coach bowling. That is starting in the earlier afternoon. So again, Sunday morning, going to be physical reading. I might be able to listen to some audiobooks at the bowling match because I don't technically coach the first match at all. I'm just there to support the other teams that are connected to our school. And then from about 2:30 to 4:35, that'll be when I'm coaching. So definitely nothing there, but I might be able to sneak some in during the first match, which would be nice to up the hours. I'm a little nervous about timing, but we'll just have to see. So I'm currently at an hour and 35 minutes. I woke up at 5:30 this morning, started listening to the audiobook because I didn't really want to do too much else. And my dogs get mad as soon as they can feel me start moving in the morning. So I try not to move too much. And then I walked them. I'm at my desk, ready to start uploading invoices and listening to Wander in the Dark. We're going to see how everything goes. I'm hopeful for 24 hours, but I actually really don't know. So before I start listening to the audiobook, I do have to actually read some things first for work. And then as soon as that's done, we are on an invoicing spree for as long as I can enter them until I start having my meetings. So let's get started with the November Readathon. All right, it is day 2 of the Readathon. Yesterday was just a terrible work day. I feel like every work day has been awful for the past 2 weeks. Every surprise that could happen comes out of nowhere and then eats up my time. So I was luckily able to finish between the work day and after work and this morning, finish the audiobook Wander in the Dark. I really love Mada's writing. I really think this is another 5 out of 5 star for me. You're following the two brothers and it's all about the accused murder and how you are looking at familial relations while also trying to solve this murder. I really just think it's so unique. Everything tied up so nicely with a bow. It wasn't like his first book, but in like the best possible way because you were still surprised. I didn't feel like the mystery was recycled from the Black Queen to Wander in the Dark, so I'm definitely interested to see what Hamada keeps doing. And I really love that I was able to finish the audiobook. Now I can let my mother listen to it. And my next audiobook, which I'm going to start at some point today, is Leather and Lark. I learned that I should not delay the loan on Leather and Lark again, so I have 8 days to return it, but if I get a good portion listened to between today and tomorrow, I'm really not too worried about it. I did really like Butcher and Blackbird, so I'm excited to listen to this one. And then I know the third one, I forget the title, is coming out in February of next year, so that'll be good that I am essentially all caught up there. I did read a decent portion of The Only One Left by Riley Sager last night. Something about this hardcover and me holding this book just isn't jiving, so I took it off and I'm actually using it as a bookmark. Probably not what I'm supposed to do, but oh well. And I am 142 pages into it. There are 382 pages in the book total, so I have 240 pages left. I have a week to read it, so every day I need to read about 34 pages. So that's kind of my plan for today because I didn't touch Playing Flirty at all yesterday, and I definitely want to use Playing Flirty as like a little break in between The Only One Left. So my goal is to read about 34 pages at a time of The Only One Left, and then I'm going to read a chapter of Playing Flirty and kind of switch that way because now I feel like I have a structured method to switching that'll still let me progress in this book pretty fast. And if I don't feel like switching, I don't feel like switching, but I do want to try to read a little bit of Playing Flirty. So in The Only One Left, you are following Kit as they get assigned to a new home healthcare patient who is Lenora Hope. Think of Lenora Hope like a Lizzie Borden, where there is a rhyme. She is a town legend because she murdered her family in a house, and you get to see Kit start to try to unravel what happened there. You do have some characters also in this book outside of Lenora that were employed in the house at the time of the murders, so I know it's going to get a little twisty. I think it's really interesting the way that Lenora is telling her story because Lenora has had some strokes, so she types it on a typewriter, so you get Kit's perspective and then you get some of Lenora's story typed in a typewriter, and it's a different font in the book, so I'm actually really liking it. It reminds me a lot of Frida McFadden, but more serious. Like with Frida's books, I feel like it's just a good time, kind of comedic. This I don't think is funny, but I feel like it's very fast-paced. I was not expecting to read 140 pages of this last night at all. I did not think I would have the time to do that, so I'm actually very, very proud of myself. The goal today is to get at least halfway through The Only One Left, and then hopefully also read a little bit of Playing Flirty. But I have 2 tasks that I also need to accomplish either today or tomorrow, but today might be a little bit better timing, which is one, taking photos for Instagram of some books that I already have like written descriptions about, and then number two is cleaning out my car. And then at 1:45 today, I will be hitting the road to go see Wicked with some friends, so definitely going to get some audiobook time there. It takes me about an hour to get to the theater and then an hour to get back, so I know I have 2 hours pretty much booked in. I'm currently at 8 hours and 41 minutes, which is definitely a little bit lower for readathons in general, I feel like. So my goal is to get to 16 hours today, which means I have to read obviously 7 more hours today, a little bit over 7. So I need to at least physically read ideally around 5, which I think I just have enough time to do. So I might just hit that mark. So we're hoping to see that I'll be able to hit 16 hours today, and then tomorrow, obviously hoping to hit that 24. So let's get back into the only one left. I'm glad it's as fast paced as it is, because I don't know if I would be able to finish the book on time if it was not as fast-paced as it was. So you can see the dogs have already gotten comfortable, so let's get comfortable ourselves and keep reading. All right, we are 14 hours and 6 minutes into the readathon, which is very exciting. This is exactly where I wanted to be on day 2. I still have 2 hours of driving to do today, so definitely going to hit that 16 hours. If not, maybe a little longer. I don't know. It just kind of depends how the evening goes. Wicked is kind of a long movie. I think we're getting food after. I don't fully remember, but that's why I have like my winter jacket on, because I'm about to run out the door. I am 80 pages away from the end of The Only One Left. I think I know the twist. I think I do, but I haven't read a Riley book yet, so I don't know if I'm going to have an additional surprise or whatnot, but it is still very fast-paced. I'm enjoying it. Definitely not as high stakes as some of the other thrillers I've read, but definitely a good mystery. Like, this is an author that I could definitely see my mom really, really liking. So I'm definitely going to finish it this readathon, even with the time that I have tomorrow before going to a bowling match. I'll be able to get through these 80 pages, which will be absolutely fantastic. I'll be ready for book club next week. And then I have a little less than 2 hours left of playing Flirty, so if I'm lucky, I'll be able to finish both, which finishing 3 books in the time that I have is just reminding me that reading doesn't always have to take a long time if I have the right amount of books, if I have the right amount of focus, all of that. So it's kind of nice and refreshing to go through it. I'm just really liking playing Flirty. I'm liking where it's going. I remember the character's name now. So we have Rose and William are our 2 main folks here, and Rose is getting into some harassment issues with her boss, and William, you know, is the main male character. His brother Sean has also been helping. So there is a layer to this that is a lot more serious than just like board games and video games and things like that, which I really appreciate in this book. So I'm excited to keep reading both. I have an idea of which books I want to read next, but I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. We're just going to see if I'm eventually going to be able to finish these. But if I don't get to those books at all tonight, I'm definitely going to be listening to Leather and Lark. I am a little over an hour into it because I had to make lunch, do some other things around the house. I did clean my car and take pictures for Instagram, so I'm all good there. And Leather and Lark is very interesting because I think the prologue confused me a bit, but I could be wrong, so it'll be interesting to see how everything comes back. I also think that the male narrator in this is just a bit too much. If you haven't read Butcher and Blackbird, I think there will be minor spoilers overall with Leather and Lark, because this is the second book in that series, but I'll try not to do anything too spoilery outside of, again, I think the male narrator is just like a bit too much. I haven't gotten very far into it. It is over a 12-hour long audiobook, so only being an hour in, we're just introducing the main female love interest to the main male love interest. Very long chapters in the book too, so it'll be interesting to see how the rest of it goes. I feel like I was definitely more pulled into Butcher and Blackbird than Leather and Lark, so we'll just have to see where Leather and Lark goes. But we're gonna go see Wicked, so let's get going. All right, it is morning of day 3 for the readathon. I did not get any extra time to read anything physical last night. Got home right around when I wanted to, but I did get to 16 hours last night, and because I've already listened to some today, we're at 17 hours and 29 minutes. I've mainly been listening to Leather and Lark. I am like 40-something% of the way through, I think, so we're making extremely good progress. I have like a few days left on the loan for that one, so this will be a good day to get as much listened to as possible during driving and potentially the first bowling match, and hopefully we're going to do extremely well there. I have to leave at around 11:15, so that gives us about 4 hours exactly until I need to leave. leave. My goal in that time is to finish at least one of the physical books. Whether it is Playing Flirty or The Only One Left, I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to start with Playing Flirty while I eat breakfast, just because it's a lot easier to eat while I have a Kindle. I'm not worried about like ruining it or anything. And we'll just see how much I read while I eat breakfast. Then I'm going to switch to The Only One Left, and we'll see how much we can get done in the next few hours. Wicked last night was absolutely phenomenal. I'm definitely inspired to read the book now too. I do own some of the books in the series, so definitely that's like a video idea that's kind of in my head right now too. I'm very, very interested to see what the book is about compared to the musical. But readathon today, we have 2 bowling matches in the afternoon, so I'll update you right before we leave for those to see what we can get. My goal is hopefully to get to 21 hours because I have about an hour's drive to the alley, an hour's drive back from the alley, and then I have to enter scores in tonight, which always takes some time, but I'm able to listen to an audiobook while I do that. And I also want to start editing this video, so a lot of audiobook today, but hopefully we'll get to the physical books at some point tonight as well, on top of hopefully finishing some this morning. So let's see what I can accomplish in the next like 4-ish hours. All right, it is 11 o'clock on day 3. It is not what I wanted this update to be. I've read 19 and a half hours, so I've only read about 2 hours and 15-ish minutes more than this morning, about maybe a little less than that. I got an unexpected phone call. Again, what can you do? And it took up quite a bit of time, but in good news, I did at least finish Playing Flirty, so this was fun. I feel like my only issue with this book, and I guess it's more of personal taste, is it felt like a very adult book. You had some kinds of adult scenes, and I thought it was just like building up to where, you know, you have the big declaration of love, and then you have their big scene together, and that scene was just kind of lackluster, fade to black. It didn't match the rest of the vibes of the book for me, so that was like a little bit sad. I would have taken just like one chapter of them like fully coming together, but what can you do? So probably a 4 out of 5 stars here. I'm excited to continue to read books that have a lot to do with games. I think it's just a fun little element to see. It's almost like this little niche of reading that I've just really been enjoying. So this one's done. I'm probably not going to start another ebook. I have quite a few I can start. If I magically do start one, you will know about it. And then I've read about 20 more pages of The Only One Left. I feel like I've gotten to a big twist. Some stuff I just have questions about, and I don't know if it's because I missed some stuff earlier on. I'm not 100% sure. Definitely was caught off guard by this twist. Really enjoying the pacing of it. Like I said, I don't have that much left, so I'm going to bring this with me as I start getting ready for our bowling competition today, and hopefully I'll be able to read some if I get there a little bit early, and then we'll hopefully finish this tonight as long as my eyes aren't too tired. But since I won't be staring at a screen since we'll be at bowling, I think I should be okay to finish some tonight. It'll depend on how exhausting today is personally. So with 60 pages left, I am going to be getting ready to go to bowling at this time, which means I'm going to be continuing to listen to Leather and Lark. I just realized that I am driving with my mother-in-law to go up to Thanksgiving, and I would really love to finish the book before we drive up there together. Just realized probably not the best book to listen to with my mother-in-law. So definitely gonna try to get that done. It would be great to finish 3 books during this readathon. We finished 2, so it's really coming down to The Only One Left. This is the only book left I have to finish. See what I did there? So I am definitely glad that this readathon came at this time. Even if it hasn't been my most successful readathon of the year, I have been able to almost finish this book club book. I finished another arc and finished another audiobook, so just overall grateful to have that time reading. So off to the bowling meet. Let's see what happens when I come back. I will either be giving an update at the end of day 3 or when the readathon's officially over. We'll just see what the vibes are. So let's get to bowling and listening to Leather and Lark. We officially got to 24 hours. Really excited about that. I am a little disappointed in myself because I didn't finish The Only One Left. I was just too tired. I read a few pages and then started to fall asleep a little bit. So I'm just gonna have to finish this before book club this upcoming Saturday, which is fine. I have plenty of time to, again, get through a few pages. If I had stayed at how many pages I had read Friday night, I would have had to read 34 pages. And I think right now I only have 60 pages left. So I'm still enjoying it. My eyes were just so tired. I don't wear glasses. Probably should. That would help. I did a lot of listening to Leather and Lark, and I think I'm about like 3-ish hours away from the end. I feel like the plot got completely lost. I feel like we would jump scenes super fast and then stay somewhere a really long time, so the pacing's a little odd. I definitely don't like it as much as I liked Butcher and Blackbird, which is a little bit sad. And then I know that there's this overarching plot between the first and the second book, and I wonder if it's going to extend to the third, but like, I don't know. I feel like the third book could definitely be its own thing based off of following the last brother, but I don't really know. We'll just have to see. So I did finish Wander in the Dark, which was I think I said 5 out of 5 stars, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look back and think. I feel like I always do 5-star books where I can't think of anything like inherently wrong with them or anything like that, and that's really good. So 5 out of 5 there. I finished Playing Flirty, which I'm going to give a 4 out of 5 stars. And then the only one left, I mean, it's definitely not a 5-star thriller for me. I think there's just too many questions, but I still think it could be a 4-star or more. It just definitely isn't 5-star thriller vibes for me. And then Leather and Lark is probably going to be around a 3-star once I finish it. So those are my ratings for the books for this readathon. I have a little free library video coming up. I am doing a few author videos. I want to bedazzle some books, and then it's all the year-end wrap-up videos. So I feel like I have a lot of content incoming. I don't know what it's going to look like. What I will say, the next readathon will be at the end of December. I don't have a bowling match, so that'll really help. I know my friend, I think, is moving to Kansas that weekend, and so I don't know how much socializing I'm actually going to do. So I might actually have a really, really focused readathon. We'll just have to see. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to keep on reading, and I will see you in the next one.